We've just finished filming this video.
And we're coming back to the beginning to do
a new intro.
Or just like a second intro to the first intro that maybe will or won't happen. Yeah.
Basically, we kind of started rolling this camera and started this whole channel not knowing what was going to happen. And so we thought that this was a good intro into getting us talking about things that are different than our normal niche, which is houseplants. And I feel like throughout this video we go on a lot of topics. We talk about a lot of things that we could probably talk about for literal hours on end.
We've touched on some things that we've kind of both said to each other, oh my god, that could be a whole video in itself, and we would happily we'd happily delve a lot deeper into it, and we've kind of stopped ourselves at certain points because we want this to be a video, like a taster video.
It's a taster video.
We're figuring things out, and we'd be really interested to know your thoughts. This isn't a fully thought out, put through together video. This isn't probably representative, maybe it is, but probably isn't representative of what our channel will be long term.
Yeah.
But
we're having a bit of fun, and we wanted to bring you along with us. And if there's anything that we talk about in this video that you feel like you would like to hear more of, that you relate to, please let us know, because we would genuinely love to talk about a lot of these topics further, because there's stuff that is important to us. And so without further ado,
into the video.
Oh yeah.
Only the best of the best of the best of the best.
Only the best. Oh.
Good evening.
It's gonna be weird starting a video without hello friends.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. It feels really weird.
It might feel a little bit weird for a little while.
It might do.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hello, I'm Claire.
And we are two plant YouTubers, normally.
Who are venturing into new adventures. What's our channel called? Claire and Emma's Adventures.
Yes.
Yes.
That name can change if y'all think of a better name.
Yeah, if you can think of a name for our channel, then
let us know. The top person gets a big virtual hug.
And a song that we will write.
Claire will write, and Claire will perform.
Because we can do anything on this channel, and that's very scary and also quite exciting. We love vlogging.
Yeah, we really like making videos, if you couldn't tell.
It would be fun to, I don't know, why do I feel so embarrassed? Why do I feel, I just want to
feels
grab
really-
a philodendron and be like, this one's got pretty leaves.
Yeah, but we can do whatever we want. So
We can.
Let's do whatever we want. That was a really long intro.
It was. We've gone in here with pretty much no plan at all, and we'll figure it out as we go.
I mean, we have a little bit of a plan.
We do. We have a plan in a bowl. That's as far as our channels come.
Yeah, so we thought it'd be fun to play 20 questions. 20 non-planty questions.
Asked by you guys from our planty Instagrams.
You wanna go first? What are you asking me?
Emma, what would your superpower be?
Okay. I feel like I've thought about this one a lot in life. Because it's a common question, right? I think I would want time-stopping abilities.
Ooh, interesting. Why?
Everyone always says teleportation, which, I mean, I think it would probably be pretty freaking cool. But, I think time-stopping would be cool because it's oh, do you want an extra, hour to sleep? Do you want to stay up and play video games for forever? Fine, do that. Do you want extra time in your exam? I mean, not that I take exams on a regular basis anymore, but
it would be good to have.
Yeah, just having that possibility of stopping time, and that you could move throughout time as well. Maybe fast forward, rewind, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Like the movie Click.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes, 100%.
I think that's what I would want.
That's interesting. Because I would say mine would be to do with time as well, but I think mine would probably... Ooh, now you've made me think. Because I think being able to go back in time, I would really like, just because...
how far back? Time travel time? Or
I mean, I
last 5 minutes ago?
Well, I mean, for example, it often pops into my head if I've said something and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
That I could just be like, oh, you know what? Back we go, rethink that, connect brain, speak normally. But also just to certain moments and things where I didn't take certain information in, or people that I wanted to I don't know.
Yeah.
And flying. I really
So
would
I can
love
go
to
back
fly.
in time and I can fly.
Fly back in time.
But can you fly forward in time?
I don't know if I want to fly forward.
Yeah.
But then I guess you'd have to fly forward to get back to the point that you're at now.
But no, you wouldn't go back. You would just be able to go back, and then you'd have to live your life from then on.
Oh god, is that the thing? Is that?
I feel like it would have to be, because if you're only going back in time, you'd have to go back to your previous self. You couldn't go back further than you, and then you would be in your same body from before, and just get to redo it.
Oh, well then maybe my superpower wouldn't be the time thing. I don't know. That's a really hard one. It's the first question, and that is a thinker. I think a superpower. It's a very loud bike. I think being able to jump through periods of time but still return to the point that I'm at.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good one.
Yeah. I agree. Do you two ever get jealous of each other's social media accounts, like followers, subscribers, comments?
I don't think jealous is the right word, but like, I mean, we've spoken about this before. We are in, like, we're in a very small, like, niche of
we have the same job.
We literally have the same job.
In, like, a pool of a handful of people in the world who have our exact job.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I know, like, lots of other YouTubers, like, connect and do things together, but they might be, I don't know, vlog channels are a little bit different because you can make your vlogs very different, and I know a lot of the topics we cover are the same, and a lot of our thoughts and opinions are the same. So I mean, like, I wouldn't say jealous, but like it can sometimes
lead to direct comparison.
Well, yeah, like I can't help but compare certain things that I do to you because
and vice versa. I think we're the same in like Claire just got to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Which I'm super duper excited for her. Like, that's amazing. But I'm like, why am I not at 50,000? It's more so a reflection of myself and like me being insecure about myself.
But I do the exact same on like Instagram and stuff like that, and I try so hard not to get like hung up on like, because it's a
numbers don't matter.
I was gonna say it's literally a vanity mark. It's like it doesn't mean that you make any more money or you do anything more, like it doesn't mean any of that. It's just literally like but like I know one of the questions that I don't think we put in was how we met, and we met because I reached out to you on social media because I had just started making planty videos and I loved your videos already, and I looked up to you so much, and I was like, that's literally how we started talking. So
it's quite a difficult thing because there is that direct comparison there.
Yeah.
And like it's even stuff today where it's like when we're chatting and I'm like, and you say you got a video that's doing really well, or like you got loads of comments and this thing's really going really well. I'm like, I'm excited for you and happy that it's happening, but at the same time, it's like, it's hard when you're having something that's not succeeding at the exact same time.
Things fluctuate so much as well.
So much.
The freelancey weird algorithm stuff, sometimes one of us will be doing really well and the other one feels like they're really not, and vice versa.
It'll flip in a day, a week.
Absolutely. But I think as well the really lovely thing is that like because we do pretty much like the exact same job, we really get what each other do. And I mean, I call Emma my work wife. Honestly, like we are like I feel like we are just so supportive of each other, and like I am so excited for all of your achievements and like everything that you do. Without having like a total gushy moment in our first episode. But I feel like I feel like a lot of the time I couldn't do my job without you, because we speak like 20 times a day sometimes,
so
like,
frequently,
running ideas past each other and like bouncing things off and like waffling about all sorts.
And like even just being like, oh, I don't know, should I do this one or that one first? Like even that like tiny bit, like because we know what each other is doing, we can suggest and like, oh, what do you think if I do this? Or like, should I title my video this or that? And just having somebody to bounce your ideas off of in such a solo career, because I am my own boss, I am my own PA, I am my own job. It's just me. And so it's nice to have like a work life. Yeah, it's nice to have someone that gets it, because it's a very strange job that I don't think either of us thought we would end up doing. No. And it's really nice to be able to kind of feel like someone actually gets it, because a lot of the time, I mean, we've spoken about this a lot recently, but I always really hate saying I'm a content creator or I'm a YouTuber, because for some reason there's like a little bit, and I don't know why, of embarrassment and shame that comes with that, because I didn't think that that's what I would end up doing.
Or maybe just because I feel like it's not worthy of being like a real job, because it's not like
And a lot of people don't value it in society still, even. I know, like, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you've come from one of our channels, and so you do value us and our opinion and whatever, so it's not about you, but I feel like the outside world, to people who don't watch YouTube, maybe people who are in older generations who aren't as savvy with, like, technology and the internet and stuff like that, they don't see as what we do as, like, a job.
Yeah. And I mean, I was about to say something that sounds really big-headed, but I was going to say I like to think that the more confident, like, I'm speaking for myself, but I feel like you'll probably agree, the more confident I've got in front of the camera and, like, putting out content and stuff, the more I'm able to make it look easier than sometimes it is. Like, I have days where I'm feeling, like, angsty and shitty. Are we allowed to swear on this channel?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm so used to censoring myself on my
Same.
But, like, just feeling really low, or, like, the last thing I want to do is sit down and edit a long video or film, like, my favourite plants of the month, or, like...
I feel like you have to be cheery.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I think those are the bits, and, like, it's so easy for people to sit there in the comments and be like, you need to take time for yourself, and all of, like... Take some time off camera, and it's so...
It's appreciated. It's appreciated.
Yes, absolutely agree. But also, when it is your job, there are so many times where you do just have to be like, suck it up, smile, and try and create a really fun video that might not feel really fun on that day. It swings and roundabouts, because sometimes it's like, sometimes it feels so easy. I know we've gone, like, way off topic here, but that's what this channel's for. We don't have to do anything on topic. Yay! But, like, it swings and roundabouts, and sometimes it feels so easy in that it's like, I'm just pottering around with my plants, and there's just a camera set up, and I'm saying silly comments that I would normally say in my head, I would just say them out loud, and it just feels easy, and it, like, flows, and there's just, it's times when it's gonna happen either way. And so it's, I don't know where the end of that point was, but, like, it's not all negative or all positive. And obviously, 100%. If it was all negative, you wouldn't do this job. People don't do this job if they don't like this job. You'd be dumb if you were being a YouTuber and you didn't like it. Because there's other options out there that are probably 100%. A lot easier. I was going to say, and, like, it just feels like a natural lead on, but I know one of the questions in the bowl, somebody asked about, like, starting a YouTube channel, like, what they would do and stuff like that. And I think that is, like, one massive thing is, like, if you want to be doing it as something that, like, pays your bills and stuff like that, don't start something that you don't feel like you could talk about forever.
Yes.
Like, that might obviously change, like, your opinions might change and styles change, and I know I've massively changed the way that I did things since I first started on YouTube, but it has to be something that you really feel like is not just a passing phase, because once you get into a niche, it can be quite hard to...
You can't leave, really.
No, you can't always bring your audience with you if you want to take it in a completely different direction. Hence why I think people that do vlog, like, full vlog channels and stuff like that, is very clever, because they can kind of do anything with it.
Because it's lifestyle, and anything that you do in your life is your lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. And that means they can travel the world or stay at home for 6 months, or, like, there's so many things that you can do.
And I think that's part of why we're thinking about doing this as, like, a fun side project. Like, neither of us are doing this to go anywhere necessarily. If it does, great. If it doesn't, like,
it's just kind of
a silly video we've put out on the internet for funsies. Like,
no, absolutely.
Like, I feel like you can't start a YouTube channel and be like, this is it, I'm gonna go viral, or, like, I'm gonna have 1,000 followers immediately, I'm gonna get monetized immediately, I'm gonna be making the big bucks, like, all this stuff. I've been doing this for nearly 4 years now, and I'm still not making the big bucks. Like, not anywhere near the big bucks. I'm barely making enough to, like, get by with the help of my partner. Like, it's a really tough, weird world to go into. Like, without, I was gonna say, with all of this as well, we were saying that there's a lot of tangents we could go on, and if you guys wanted any, like, videos on anything we're talking about, like, in terms of, like, the YouTube stuff or anything like that, we could talk about this forever.
We'll happily talk about it.
We talk about this stuff, like, just on our own, but we could do it with a camera in front of us if you want.
And, like, I find them interesting chats, but obviously
I agree.
We don't know what you're going to find interesting. But yeah, it's definitely not a just, like, woohoo kind of... It feels like a job a lot of the time is what I think.
I mean, it is a job. At the end of the day, we're working as hard, if not... I don't want to say harder, because I don't know what other people do, but, like, the hours, because you have to have so much willpower, and so much self-motivation and determination in order to make a job like this work. And same with any entrepreneurial thing, because you sometimes are the only part of that job, and if you can't give yourself that motivation, there's not going to be anybody else to do it for you.
Yes, that's very true.
So if you're someone that needs to be motivated by others, that's completely fine and completely normal for a lot of people. This is not the job for you.
Yeah. And I think the reason that we have both said that we love this job is because in different ways we are kind of control freaks, and we like being able to be, we like being in charge. We like being able to determine when we work, when we don't work. We work bloody hard, but
most days of the week and the weekend.
And evenings.
Nights, mornings, like literally 24/7 if we could.
But also like we are in control of that, and I think that is something that a lot of people would absolutely hate as well. But like I've always been drawn to freelance. I mean, we both have really freelance, creative, weird.
Yeah, because I've come from an art background. Yeah, I've never seen myself in a traditional 9-to-5 job, and when I had a 9-to-5 job, even then it was a manual labor job, not an office job.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't see myself in a long-term office job because it's just not an environment that I think I would thrive in.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Totally with you.
Yeah. That was a really long tangent.
I don't even remember what the original question was. Was it, what's your superpower?
I think it's about whether we got jealous of each other. But we answered another one in there as well, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Any non-planty life goals?
I feel like in the past few years I've hit a lot of my life goals.
Like what?
Like Joe and I were able to buy our flat. We have our cat. I was able to go freelance in my job and like be self-employed, and although that's plenty, it's still career-wise. But I think probably buying like a proper house rather than a flat is a life goal of mine, like something with like multiple bedrooms and different rooms and like a big kitchen and stuff like that, and having space and like a yard, and buying a lot more cats to put in my space and the yard. Those are my goals. Have space in a yard for my cats. I love you, Cleo, my cat. But I want more.
Shout out to Cleo.
What about you? Do you have life goals? Non-planty life goals?
I think I do. I don't think I've ever really... I think I've probably got a lot, but I don't know how exactly... I mean, similar to you, but with dogs. Yeah, I think to just continue to feel like I'm achieving in some sense, and without being totally like, oh dear, like, but staying true to myself and being able to be creative in my life, my work, maintaining good friendships and relationships. Like, I think the older you get, the more important that stuff becomes.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think when I was, I mean, even like not even that younger, like a few years younger, I was very like, I was gonna say I want this car, but I've never been a car person, but like I was more factual in the things that I wanted, and now I'm just like, I appreciate my friends more than I ever have in my entire life, and things that I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah. So I guess doing more of that. Yeah. Getting some more of you. Bring it all in.
Another one of my goals, based off what you said, is like happiness.
Yes.
And like as someone who's had mental illness, like when you felt any sort of low, and so anybody can really have this, but like being happy is one of my goals in life, and like being like stable and just like not necessarily mentally, yes, please mentally stable, but like a bit of mental stability, financial stability, like relationship stability, just having stability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be really nice.
Oh yeah, 100% life goal. 100%.
Oh my gosh. Side note, even from that, I saw this thing that was like millennials aren't having midlife crises because previous generations have had midlife crises because they've had stability for a really long time, so they're bored. And their midlife crisis is that like they go traveling somewhere they haven't, because they didn't do it when they're young. They bought a sports car because they didn't know when they were young. They're trying to like bring back their youth. Whereas people who are millennials today are currently, some of them are in their 40s. Yeah. Which is approaching midlife. Yeah. I guess if you count it as like the actual middle of your life.
Yeah, God. That's a scary thought.
I know, but like if like a lot of us haven't had that stability.
Yeah.
In our lives, because we've gone through so much like recession and change and like life disaster, natural disaster, after world disaster, after economic disaster, throughout our entire life, and so we've not had that stability that a lot of previous generations have had, and so it's not allowed a lot of these people to go through like the midlife crisis they're having is it can't happen because they've been in crisis this whole time.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I found that really fascinating to read.
Yeah, I think also probably just in terms of like self-acceptance and expression of people nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not where it needs to be. I know that it's still got a long way to go.
Oh, certainly.
But there's a lot of things now that are like, for the majority, like mean that you are able to be more authentically yourself and express yourself in a way that might not be conventional.
Yeah.
That I think is a massive thing. Like I can think of someone that I like vaguely know who dyed her hair bright purple when she was in her 50s, and like nowadays if you want to do
I did that when I was 18.
Yeah, like it's just, I mean, I'm not saying everybody does it, but like it's something that doesn't feel quite so like, oh God, no, can't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe the midlife crisis thing will kind of change to,
maybe,
I don't know,
it probably
to
will.
more convention. I don't know.
For my midlife crisis, I got it home.
Yeah, I bought a tweed jacket.
I had my 2.5 children.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very interesting though, and it does kind of make sense. I hadn't heard that before, but I guess that really.
Yeah, I just want to be happy. That like that's, if I can't have anything else, like my goal is just be happy and feel like supported and safe and stable.
Yes, I would totally agree. It might sound cliche, but I think it is.
So it's so important.
Yes.
And it's kind of sad if you think about how that is our life goal.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is though. I think
like yes, it's understandable, but at the same time,
what is the point of life if not to be happy?
Yes, I agree, but I think stability should be a given.
But stability,
not
like,
a given, but like.
But often stability, and I'm not just talking financial stability, but often stability does equal a certain degree of happiness because you haven't got lots of other worries and concerns, and you don't have to be caught up in like an angsty cycle of like the what ifs.
Yeah.
It kind of allows you more freedom to be able to make, I was going to say irrational decisions, but like rational decisions as well. And
because there's less irrationality in any decision.
Yeah. So I think that's a really like. Yeah, completely. I agree. I want that too. I want stability and happiness.
Woo!
What do you want?
What's your life goal? I asked you that one, so it's your turn. Ask me.
I've completely lost track.
No. It was the other way around.
Oh, okay. Would never know.
What's a super random fact about you?
A super random fact. A super random fact about me. I think I know I've mentioned this before in a repot and chat on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But I think it was literally in a video of like probably about 200, so probably not a lot of you have had it. I at one point in my life owned 605 giant African land snails.
I love that about you.
There was a girl up the road from me who had a giant African land snail when I was about 7. Yeah. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I really wanted one. Begged my mum. Eventually she let me get 2 of them, Bonzo and Sambo. And
do you have any pictures of them that we could insert?
It was kind of before smartphones.
Yeah.
This is weird, but we still got their shells.
Do you all 602 or the big ones?
Oh no, just the 2 big ones.
Okay.
605.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, the reason I know there were 605 is because they laid loads of eggs, and I was the only one responsible. That was like the rule of having them. I had to take care of them, clean out the tank, all that sort of stuff. And I found all the eggs, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, okay, pretend it never happened. And I, metaphor for my life, buried them and just pretended that it wasn't happening. And anyway, lo and behold, a few days, weeks, however long later, I looked in the tank one morning and there were loads of them. And so me and my mum panicked, called the pet shop that we got them from, who would promise to take them back should this happen. And they were like, we're going to need to know exactly how many we're taking. And that's when the counting came in, and we counted 605. The story goes on, it's not that interesting, but the pet shop refused. And we ended up like taking them all around the country trying to find them homes, took them away on holiday with us, we did all sorts. But yeah, that's probably...
My holiday with my snails.
Yeah. It was literally my mum, her boyfriend at the time, and me with a big old tank of snails.
I love that.
But I guess that's off the top of my head my fun fact.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
Probably that I went to space camp when I was a kid.
I love that fact. I think that's so cool.
I find like I've mentioned it like maybe once or twice in some things, but my dad used to work for the European Space Agency, and so they had a summer camp every year for their employees' children to go away for 2 weeks, and it was always in a different country in Europe. And I feel very, very lucky that I was able to go to this having been from the States, because most of the other kids were from Europe.
Yeah.
And like, I think I went 4 times in Greece, Hungary, Germany, and Spain.
Okay.
And it's like this 2-week
that
camp,
sounds amazing.
and you have a little bit of education bits, and so each of the years they have a different theme. I think one year was like ecology, one year was aliens, one year was something else like Mars. I don't remember all of them. That was not the part I cared about as much at space camp. But we also did activities like sports and games, and like you had groups, small groups, and you met people, and like a lot of the same people would come back year after year. So I've made friends from around the world from it, and like that was. It was some of like the coolest times of my childhood for sure.
That is so awesome.
Going to space camp and like laying out at night and looking at the stars in remote like Hungary.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That like to me that feels, it probably isn't, but it feels like such an American thing. Like
It wasn't in America though.
yeah, I know, but like I think the only references I've ever heard to space camp, like I hear space camp, I think Friends.
Yeah.
But like I've really heard of it in the UK. Maybe it is a massive thing.
I don't think it's huge. This is like for employees' children.
I just think
so
it's
like,
so cool.
Yeah, but I really like space. I think space is cool. And I have like a lot of random knowledge. So like if we ever go camping, I can like tell you about stars and stuff. If we see stars if we're in the UK.
That'd be really cool. Actually, my balcony has great stars when it's clear.
We can go look out later.
Okay.
I've got one of those laser pointers that you can like point and you can actually see the beam, so you can like have the
one
stars.
of those like military.
I don't know if it's military, but you're not supposed to point it at airplanes.
That's cool. Are we allowed to say this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how cool.
It's legal, I think. If it's not, sorry. I don't have one. I haven't used it in years, so like I don't think it's got batteries.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like as long as you don't shoot it at satellites, space stations, or airplanes,
God, that's insane.
It's fine because you could blind someone.
Wow. Can it like light paper?
No, I don't think it's hot.
Ooh, because I've used a really powerful laser before.
No, it's not.
That I don't think was a legal laser. And you can light a cigarette with it.
Yeah, no, it's not that kind of laser. It's like a laser pointer.
Whoa! Oh my goodness, it's insane.
Yeah, but it's really cool, so I can like point out stars and like tell stories about them and stuff.
Love it.
Yeah, I like stars. They're pretty.
I really want to do that with you because I don't know much about.
We can go camping. Should we go camping? Should we vlog it for this channel?
That'd be
because it's not planty related at all, so it doesn't really fit
unless we find a plant shop en route. But then that could be a separate video.
Separate video. Plant shop UK.
I really like that idea, and I think we should do it.
Let's go camping.
Fa la la la. What am I doing?
It's not Christmas.
I know.
If you could live anywhere on the planet, where would it be?
I mean, I really do. This is probably very boring, but I really love the UK. I really do love the UK. I think there's several places in the UK. Such as like Cornwall or
Cornwall is nice.
Devon or Dorset, or I mean United
Were you
Kingdom,
gonna
Wales.
say Woking?
Woking.
I thought you were gonna say
I wasn't
Woking.
gonna say Woking actually.
That's not your top favorite
Not
place
my
to
top.
live?
Not my top.
Oh.
No, I mean it's close, but it's not top. But I think if I had to move abroad, it would probably be New Zealand. Like I think New Zealand is so.
Have you been?
Yeah, I've got family friends that live out there. It's beautiful, and it's kind of got everything that's wonderful country-wise about the UK and more, and the whole culture is just so much more relaxed, and I feel like they get a lot right there.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a very easy, peaceful, lovely way of life that like the times that I've been, I'm like, I could fit into this so easily, even though it's a very long way away. How about you?
I'm pretty sure I would move back to San Diego.
Yeah, you've said that before and that makes me sad.
San Diego's my happy place.
I know it is.
It's like, it's that perfect amount of like familiar, because I've lived there previously. It's California, which I love because that's where I grew up. Like, it's just sunny and warm. And I lived 2 blocks from the beach. So like, if I was ever feeling like angsty or like any emotions and I just wanted to like go for a walk, I could like go for a walk along the beach.
Yeah.
And like just having the ocean nearby is so nice.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, even if you don't go in it for like half the year, that's fine. It's still really nice to be around it and like, I don't know, just like going to the ocean when you like, when there's literally nothing on one side of you.
Yeah.
That is just mind blowing, and I love that, and I feel like I need that as a person. And the sun.
Yes, oh my god, the sun.
Really badly.
Just like change things a little bit in the UK, I would definitely increase the sunshine.
Well, maybe with climate change.
Oh. Fingers crossed.
Oh gosh.
Also, question for you, and I've always wanted to ask an American this. When you say 2 blocks, what does that mean?
Okay, well, so it depends on, I feel like in the States, because we're a fairly new country, relatively,
literally in blocks.
a lot of things are like in square blocks. So it's like, a block is considered where we cross the street, that starts a new block, and then you cross the street again, that's another block.
Oh, I see, okay.
In New York and stuff, so it's like if it's 4 blocks away, you have to pass 4 streets. Because it's literally a grid system.
That makes so much sense. That's probably a really stupid question to have asked, but
it's not.
Always hear people saying like, oh, it was 4 blocks away, it was 6 blocks away, and I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean like half a mile? Does that mean
5 minutes for me? So like in San Diego, the grid I was in Ocean Beach, I was like literally a block and a half, so less than 5 minutes away from sand.
Oh my god, that sounds blissful.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds so nice.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for wanting to move back there, especially since you've actually lived it and it hasn't just been like a holiday destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't go back because I'll miss you.
Too bad it's sunny.
I know, maybe I'll come with you.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Staring into each other's eyes. Are you dating?
That's what I was thinking. The next question going to be that one.
That look and just like zoomed in. Hearts appear on our faces. Are you dating?
We're married.
Could you imagine?
Ooh,
You trying to skip one?
a question just popped out of the bowl.
It has to be that one then.
If it is, that would actually
Except
be
it's my
hilarious.
turn to ask you.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Okay. Physical or like mental?
Both.
Okay, I can do both, that's fine. Physical, I think. I said I knew, but I don't know if I do. I think I would want to make myself like maybe 1 or 2 inches shorter.
Interesting.
Like, I used to have a really big thing about my height. I'm 5'9". It doesn't look like it here because I've got long legs and not necessarily a short torso, but...
Just sat on my foot.
Yeah, well, fine. But I'm 5'9", which is much taller than the average female.
Yeah.
I think it's taller than the average male as well.
Really?
I feel like the average male height is like 5'8" or 5'9".
Oh my god, I mean, I wouldn't...
In the UK or in the US or something. It's fairly tall, and when I've been this tall since I was 12.
Wow, okay, you must have shot up.
Yeah, so I was tall, and then imagine being 12 and like 5'9", and then you're taller than everybody else, like in all of your classes. And so that was something that I think it's forced me into like really bad posture. And I often stand and slouch and stuff like that. Like, people don't think I am as tall as I am because I slouch, even like when we meet in person.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel that tall a lot of times, but it's because I'm like...
I never think, like, I mean, I know you really well, and I never think of you as being like that tall. I remember when we were first coming to measure for my cabinet, and you were like, because I can see on top, and I was like, no, you can't. I was like, the same height. I always think of you as just being the same height.
We're not the same height.
I also always used to wish that I was taller.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my physical. What's your physical?
It's really hard. I don't know. I mean, like, I want to say I do know, but I also, like, I know that there's a lot of, like, body insecurity things that I'm, like, I don't want to even say out loud because I'm trying so hard to channel the fact that, like, I freaking love my body. And
I agree. It was, yeah, 100%.
But
that's why I picked my height, because it's not something
I was going to say,
change.
I could happily be an inch or so taller.
You'll trade.
I'm like,
I can cut off some of my femurs and you can have them.
That sounds fun. Yeah, let's do that.
Pull out the electric saw.
Woo! Want it as a video? Maybe we could do that.
Trying surgery.
Yeah, literally. Trying at-home surgery with Claire and Emma.
Yeah, I feel like physical's difficult because it's like I can change my hair. I can get more piercings. I can get more tattoos. Like, that's easy and easy. My physical, I want more tattoos.
Yeah, same.
That's how I want to change physically. I want more tattoos.
Yeah. I think there's, like, I think as well, in terms of, I know we were speaking before about, like, changes to generations and stuff like that. I think our generation growing up was very much, like, social media was just starting.
Yes.
And everything, like, magazines, everything from,
in my
experience, was so body focused.
So, especially for, like, women and girls.
Yeah, I had such an unhealthy view of my body for such a long time, whether or not I thought it was unhealthy at the time. And again, only in the last kind of 5 or 6 years have I started being like, you know what, you didn't, like, the bits that I used to be conscious about and feel embarrassed about and really want to change now, I have days where I'm like, oh no,
I think everybody does. Even if you're the most confident person in the world, like, you're gonna have an off day every now and then.
Really more and more try and embrace it, try and talk about it, try and just be like,
it's something we could talk about probably for an entire video.
Yeah, 100% actually, 100%. And I've spoken to one of my close friends about this before, but there's a girl that I know fairly well who I think, like, maybe conventionally in the eyes of, like, social media might not have, like, the most perfect body in the world, and she is so incredibly confident and beautiful and, like, just owns herself. I would watch her and I was like, oh my god, you are so sexy, like, you are just so beautiful. And I'm like, that is for me the most incredible thing in the world.
Confidence is freaking sexy.
It is, and everyone says it, and it's so true.
And it's so hard to do for yourself.
Yeah, but that for me has been a massive thing of being like, you know what, like, okay, well, I want to do that. I want to be able to do that more, and I want to be able to embrace my rolls and my podge and my stretch marks and, like, all of the things that previously I was like, about. And
yeah, definitely.
So yeah. Not saying you're not always going to feel that way, but
mentally, to completely cut off.
No.
Mentally, I wish I had more control over my anxiety.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think this is another thing we could talk about for frickin' ever. We probably will at some point do some sort of, like, podcast or episode or something of this about anxiety and mental health. But, like, I am very well aware that a lot of my anxiety is illogical, makes no sense, there's no reason for it, and, like, it's completely irrational. And I know that even when I'm having an anxious spiral, like, I'm aware of it, and at the same time my brain's still like, yeah, but what if?
Yeah.
And, like, or, like, this is gonna go wrong, this and this is gonna happen, blah blah blah, and that sort of spiral. It's so impossible to pull yourself out of that spiral, even if you know for a fact that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because anxiety is not logical, and I think that's the hardest thing for me to get my head around. But I wish I could control it in any way.
Yeah, no.
And just be able to say, this is not logical. Chill.
Yeah. No, totally though, totally. I completely agree with that for myself as well. I completely agree with that.
Yeah. I think antidepressants have helped me in that, but, like, there's still days.
It's kind of something that is just kind of with you. I think it's partly, obviously, like, it's a mental health issue, but it's also just part of who you are. Some people have more tendencies that way than otherwise, and I think that, I mean, nowadays it's great that there is a word. We know the word anxiety. We know that it's a thing. We know that it's not just us being crazy. Like,
hysterical.
I know. When I was younger and I couldn't get out of the car at school, and I was like, and people were just like, what's going on with you? And I was like, it's anxiety, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that, yes, I would be with you if I could shift and change bits within stuff mental health wise for myself. I would definitely tweak a few things.
Yeah. I'd also be more patient.
That's interesting you say that, because really? Because I always think you're incredibly patient. Because I'm like klutzy and ditzy, and there's been so many times that I've been like doing stuff with you and you've known how it's done, and you've been really patient with me.
I think it's probably because I love you. I mean, that's the end of it. I think if I don't care for a person, I have fuck all patience.
Yeah.
Like, zero patience. But, like, as soon as I actually care for somebody, I'm like, of course I'm going to be willing to teach them and explain it and all that stuff. I think it's just different, it depends, but I wish I had more patience for more people and, like, more things, because I feel like sometimes I have a bit of a short fuse.
On the completely flip opposite side, I wish, and we were speaking about it yesterday, that I was less of a people pleaser as well. That's something that I really wish that wish that I could change. I will change. Yeah. My default, and I was saying this to Emma the other day, I got on a train, and there was a woman that wanted to charge her phone, and she was like, can I use the socket next to you? And I was like, yeah, plugs it in. And she was like, oh God, I'm just so stupid coming out without charging my phone. And I literally just went to her. I was like, don't worry, I've done it too. And I was there with my phone that was not, it had like full battery. And I was like, are you that much? Like, I was like, do you want her to not feel bad about herself that much? You're like, don't worry, I've done it as well. And I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with me sometimes? So yeah, it's really something I would like to say I'm getting better at as I'm getting older. But then things like that happen and I'm like, Claire, come on, take control.
Yeah, but that's like minimal people pleasing.
It is, but
it's when you people please to the extent of your own detriment that's makes me sad, because I see you doing that sometimes to people. Yeah. And I'm like, stick up for yourself!
I know. And I sometimes find that so difficult, because I'm always like, but then they'll be upset. So I'll be like, I'll take the brunt of it, and I'll be fine because I'm in control of me, and I know that is not a healthy way to be, but it's just
it's definitely difficult, and I think it has been ingrained in a lot of women as well. Not to like minimize you.
No, but I think you are very right. I think you are very right. So that's something that I'm not saying I wish I could change. I will continue to work on, and I will overcome.
Yes,
I will overcome it.
You will overcome.
But it's something that I'm still aware of, that I very much do. And I'm like, why are you trying to be nice when you don't want to be nice? Why are you trying to say the right thing when actually you don't feel that way?
Yeah. 100%.
Cheers to that.
Next question.
Yes.
What is your favourite food?
Oh. Just picking one is really difficult. Italian and Japanese. Well, let's put those in my two. What do you want?
Okay. Californian Mexican food, not Tex-Mex. Californian Mexican.
Ooh.
Bean burrito. So good. And probably Japanese as well.
Yeah, I love good Japanese.
I mean, we had sushi the other day. It was really good. Your turn.
Okay. How are you doing?
Well, thanks. Yeah, I think to be fully honest, for the most part, I think I'm okay right now. And maybe that's not always the case, and maybe when I'm editing this, it'll be different. But I think at this current point in time, I feel good. I don't feel too stressed. I feel like I'm on top of things. I feel okay. Just okay. That sounds really bad, but
I don't think it does at all. I don't think it does.
I'm not as low as I could be, but I'm also not like on top of the world or anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How are you doing?
I think in general, I mean, you know me, I'm so like
fluctuaty,
like on a daily basis, up, down, all over the place. In general, I think I'm really, really good. But I also think that like a big thing for me, and I've spoken about it on my channel a million times, is balance. I really struggle to find a healthy balance with things in life. So like things can be overall great, and then I'll have let a load of other stuff drop off, and then I'll be like, fuck, and I'll be trying to like counterbalance myself and like rush to do this and rush to do that, and then things get stressful and manic, and I'm a little bit in that place at the moment. I'm also going away for a week very soon, and I've got a lot of stuff to do, so I think I'm probably stressed, but also know that there's a lot of very good things happening in my life at the moment, so overall I think that equals good. I feel like that's fair, and I don't think I need to elaborate on your
situation. I'm gonna talk for Claire now. She's fine.
Look at the way I am, Ronzi. I love you. Please speak for me. I'm such a people pleaser. You do a much better job.
Claire, we're working on this.
I know. No, Emma. I've spoken. Next question.
What's your most frequently used emoji? Look on your phone.
How do I find out?
Just go to a text message. Go to write something. Go to your emojis. The crying laughing face.
Yeah, which I've seen is now apparently an old person thing.
A millennial thing.
A millennial thing.
Mine is the face with the hearts all around it.
Oh,
the like I feel loved face.
You've also got ninja on there.
Soil ninja.
I've also got a dinosaur, a mushroom, and a gun.
Alright.
And I feel like I don't use those very often.
Yeah, so mine is the smile, the heart face, the upside down smiley face, because I like using that as like.
That as well.
So I use it as like like I'm a little bit psychotic right now, but like yay, so glad this has happened to me. Like, but I'm gonna smile through it, like dead inside. And then the green heart, because green hearts are cool.
And they're planty.
Yes.
I'm so planty.
Yes. We should have some more wine. I'm gonna get more wine.
Oh, okay. Ooh, my face looks funny in the glass. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
I want to say Aubrey Plaza because I like her deadpan, like, sarcasm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I see myself from the outside.
I mean, that is... Got a little bit of wine on your chin.
Black cat kind of vibes.
Yeah, you can be very deadpan. In a very, like... I always know where I am with you kind of way.
Yeah, you know exactly what's going. Like... I feel like I'm less serious than her, but I feel like she would do a good job. What about you?
Oh, I don't know who would represent me well. I'm just thinking of actresses that I love, and I'd be honoured if they played me.
That works.
Okay, Marion Cotillard can play me.
Who's that?
Marion Cotillard. Le Vie en Rose. Oh my god, she's amazing.
Marianne Cottage Cheese.
No, she's a French actress, and she's absolutely incredible.
Okay, I believe you.
I'll show you her later. You'd recognise her.
I'll put a picture on the screen for those of you who don't know. What's a bad habit that you've been able to overcome?
Off the top of my head, smoking. I smoked for not a very long time. I smoked for about 11 years, 12 years. That's
a very long time, Claire.
I guess it is, but like...
if you're 11 years.
If you're in your 50s or your 40s, or it doesn't sound as long.
But that's literally a third of your life.
Yeah, I smoked for quite a long time. And I quit, and I haven't had a cigarette in, I think, about over a year now.
Round of applause for Claire. I feel like that's a really big accomplishment. I feel like, given I've never had to quit smoking, but it seems like a really difficult thing to overcome.
Yeah, I literally wish I'd never started.
Yeah.
I know everybody says that, but I really wish I'd never started. And if you were just starting, stop.
Quit while you're ahead.
Literally, no, but I always thought that I would be able to quit. Like, it's just, the classic thing. I always thought that I'd be able to stop, and then suddenly reached a point where I realised I couldn't. And so that's the one that comes to mind. What about you?
I don't really feel like I have a bad habit.
Picking your nose. Flicking it.
I still do.
Shoving it in your ear.
You know, I don't know. I feel like I don't think I've got that many bad habits in my life. I probably do. I just haven't gotten over any of them. I genuinely, there's nothing I can think of off the top of my head, and I don't think that means that I'm perfect or whatever. I don't think that at all. My innate desire for perfectionism.
That's a good one.
I have gotten, I still like things to be a particular way, but I feel like I'm trying very, very, very hard to get over that. And because a lot of times in my life, it's kind of been we're going to do it this way or not at all in my life. And it's I'm the right way. And I'm still working on it to this day, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be my way. I feel like that happens. I don't know. I don't think I've overcome it yet enough to say that I've overcome it, but I think that's a big one for me.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, also, I mean, as cliche as it may be, but the fact that you're aware of that and you're like, no, but I mean, it is. I know people are always like, well, if you're aware of it, then I mean, you're doing it. Like, but yeah, I think stuff like that, like when it's a very personal thing like that, I, again, haven't noticed that, by the way, but I mean, like, obviously it's personal to you, but
I think it's because we're rarely in situations together where it would need to be, like, a certain way. Like, I can just remember one example is, like, when I was camping a long time ago, I used to, like, lead camping trips for people and stuff, and, like, we were making, like, banana tortilla crepes, in the backcountry, and I was, like, someone was chopping bananas, and I was like, no, you need to chop them really thin when they weren't chopping them thin enough, and, like, me saying, oh, no, you have to cut them like this, when it doesn't fucking matter. Because we're camping.
I have that to a certain extent, though. I do definitely have that to a certain extent.
Yeah, but, like, I'm really actively trying to be like, is it a difference that makes a difference? Does this matter? Does it matter if someone does it that way? No, it doesn't. Yeah. It did not matter at all how thick this lady cut the bananas. But in that moment, my brain was like, no. I literally verbalized it out loud and told her to cut them differently. And, like, that is... I don't know if that's a habit or just, like, a bad character trait.
But also, it's something that, I mean, like, if it's something that jars you in some way, then it's almost like an emotional response.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that I'm working on with myself. And I think I've gotten better, but I don't think I'm over it. Yeah. I don't think I've overcome it. Maybe one day. I'll be less of an anal asshole. A throat gurgle there. One fact about us is that we can't burp.
That's a fun fact, a joint fun fact, neither of us can burp.
And it sucks. If you had met before you were into plants, would you have been friends?
Yes, I think we would.
I think we probably would.
Because we obviously met because I knew you were a planty creator and I loved you. And we started speaking that way, but when we actually started, like, speaking, it wasn't so much about plants as opposed to the fact that we're both creatives that had done something completely different with our qualifications and, like...
Yeah, I think we would have. I think we would have struggled to meet, potentially.
Yeah.
But if we had met, I feel like we got very close very quickly in terms of our friendship. Like, we almost immediately connected and, like, just... Our friendship just bloomed very quickly. Somewhat plant related, but, like, mostly I feel like not.
I remember, like, from even when we very first hung out, we would go from speaking about, like, planty things for, like, intensely for, like, an hour, and then going on to, like, the most random things in the world and having as intense, in-depth conversations about them, and then being like, oh, back to plants. And I think that for that reason, there was probably never... Like, you know, when you meet someone, sometimes if you don't quite know each other yet, there can be, like, awkward silences and stuff like that, but we would just, any time that there could potentially be an awkward silence, we talk about plants.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the philodendron?
I've got a really, really velvety one. But then, like, we would just always find things to talk about, and then... Yeah, I think as time's gone on, we probably speak less... Well, we still speak about plants, but we probably speak more about other things and... Like, plants are just kind of like a thing that is there.
Yeah, I think it's something that we have in common, and our jobs are something that we have in common, which is great, and I'm glad that it has brought us together. Like, you're one of my best friends now, and I couldn't imagine living in this world without you. Please never leave me.
Well, you just said you were going to move back to the States.
I'm not yet. Okay. Maybe in, like, 5 years.
Okay, well... It'll be Claire Alone's channel.
You already have a Claire Alone channel.
Claire Alone channel.
Yeah, it's Jungle Haven.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, that's actually true. I thought it was like a really big dig. Like,
no, you already have a solo YouTube channel.
I do. It'll be Claire and Emma's Adventures from Afar.
Yeah. Claire and Emma's Virtual Adventures. Yeah. It's us playing, like, online quizzes together.
I'm like, do you want to go rock climbing? You're like, sure. And you go to your local rock climbing place, and then I'm just climbing by myself with my phone.
Oh, that'd be so sad.
It would be, so don't move. Desert island. Pick 3 non-plant things.
Really nerdy. I've been watching a lot of Survivor lately. I don't know if this is nerdy, but, like, survival nerdy. Flint.
Ooh.
Like a fire starter.
Yeah, no, that's good. Very practical and very good one.
They're starting on a desert island. It's a very good show. I You'd like it. But Flint is one. Probably like a massive puffy coat because I'd be freaking freezing otherwise. And is it cheating if I say a Kindle? Or do I have to pre-download all my books because I don't have Wi-Fi? I want to be able to read. I like to read.
God, you're so practical.
What else am I going to do with my time? I don't want to read the same book over and over.
Flint and a coat, oh my god.
What would you bring?
I don't know, I was going to be like my dog.
Oh, Cleo.
I
would never
actually, no, I
subject her
wouldn't
to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever dare take Yoli to, I mean, anywhere but Desert Island, no. But I mean, those are just so practical.
I'm a practical guy. I used to go camping. That's
on a desert. If I had to be trapped on a desert island, I would like to be trapped with you because you'd bring all the good stuff, and I'd be like, games.
Fine, you bring Pictionary. Let's go.
I would.
You can do a lot with Pictionary. You could make charades out of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot, apparently.
Ooh.
Build sandcastle sculptures of the things.
That would be fun.
Okay, so what are you bringing to our desert island that we're sharing together? And I've brought the Flint, the coat, and my Kindle.
Art supplies.
Okay.
So that we can like draw and paint and do fun things like that.
It's quite broad, but okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I could be like a pen, but then I'm used up. So art supplies.
Yeah. A whole like one of those art caddy things.
An art caddy. That's the one. Oh. So you've got the Flint and the coat.
You want to bring a knife? That's helpful.
That's in my art supply box.
Alright, a palette knife.
And then I'd bring a blow-up bed because you can sleep on it, and then if you're feeling fancy during the day, you can go for a little
paddle. Yes.
And also, if you see a boat and you need to get help, you can paddle your way out.
Are we gonna make a paddle?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not bringing a paddle. And then third, what would I really want? Okay, if I'm being boring and practical, no, actually, we'll find water on the island.
There's water on the island and like food.
Okay.
Not great food, but like bananas. Yeah, and we can fish and stuff.
Yeah, I guess a Kindle is a good one, isn't it? I mean,
we could share the Kindle though.
Was that an option?
Well, if you're on the desert island with me and I've got the Flint and the coat and the Kindle, we can share the Kindle.
Made your fires and worn your coat and you just want to sit down and read, and I do too.
Make art.
Okay, you know that.
We can share. We're gonna run out of books eventually. There's no Wi-Fi. I've pre-downloaded it with probably about 1,000 books.
I would bring. I was gonna say a cassette tape, or a Walkman, an iPod. That's the one.
A cassette tape. You've got 10 songs on repeat.
I would have my Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
And I'd have some headphones.
Yeah, sort of like Walkman iPod with headphones.
Yeah.
It comes with it. It's one thing. Music.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
I think together we'd make a great team.
Together we would have a great island experience.
We would be on our floaty, paddling out to sea, you reading a book, me listening to some music, lighting some fires along the way, wearing a big coat.
In the ocean, yes. It could be
we could use your coat as a sail if we wanted to go at like super speed.
Yes, it's a down coat though.
So what kind of
down?
Coat? What does that mean?
Like goose feather?
Hang on, you've got a specific coat that you're bringing.
Down? Do you not know what down is?
No, but you have thought of a specific kind of coat that you're going to bring.
Yes, like a puffy coat. A down puffy coat.
Oh, I see. I've got a puffy coat, but mine's not down.
Well, I would bring a down one, obviously.
That might not work for a sail, though.
Probably not, but it would work to keep us warm, especially if it got wet. Not especially, even if it got wet.
Okay, fine. Then I'd have to fashion a sail out of leaves I found on the beach.
There you go. What is your comfort film or series?
Friends is my comfort series for sure. The Holiday is my comfort film. I could watch it any time of year. I cannot believe I've made it almost a year without watching that film. I think it is cozy and lovely and sweet and innocent. Oh my god, sorry, I've got a better one. This is a series. This Is Us is my favourite comfort series.
Is it a comfort series?
Yes.
I've not watched it yet, don't tell me anything.
It does have lots of like very sad moments, but it is just like beautiful.
I'd probably say Parks and Rec is my comfort. Friends is also kind of, but I loved Parks and Rec so much. Like when I'm sick, I'll just turn on Parks and Rec. Because it's like I don't need to watch. I've seen it all the way through. I could just fall asleep to it. And,
yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter, and it's just so lovely. and like I could watch it forever. If you haven't watched it, you need
I haven't
to
watched it. Need to do it.
It's amazing.
Maybe we can watch one tonight.
Okay. Films. I don't really think I have a comfort film. I am not as big of a film person as a series person.
Is there not a film that like you've gone back to several times?
Not really. I'd rather sit down and watch a series than a film.
Yeah, me too. Yes. Film's over, series keeps going.
Exactly. Forever.
What do you value the most in each other?
Oh, that's a cute question.
I know.
I feel like I really value your like creativity and like determination. I feel like you have a lot of it, and you're like very like no matter what, even if you're in a low mood, you'll still end up getting your shit done. At least from my perspective. And like that really inspires me.
I literally could say the exact same thing about you. Literally exactly the same. I think.
But the thing is, it's like when I don't want to do something, I'm like, oh, what would Claire tell me to do?
No, but we've had this conversation though, because when I have days and I'm like, oh, and you're like, then we're always like, take a break, like give yourself some downtime. But you are 100%, I would say, the hardest working person I know.
Oh.
You really are. I mean, like to the point that you need to like sometimes just relax a bit because you love your work and you are addicted to your work.
That's true. I am a workaholic. I do know that about myself.
Yeah, you absolutely are. But
I feel like you have really good, and you're like creativity.
But I mean the same, and I think, I mean I have so many for you actually. I have so many for you. I think you are such a loyal and oh my goodness, caring friend. Like you.
But all of these things I could say about you as well.
Oh my god,
this is gonna be so gushy. This is so disgusting.
We're just so amazing. Both of us are just so fantastic. But honestly, like you are a friend that I know if I was to ever be like, I need something, you would just drop everything and you would just be there. I know you would in a heartbeat.
But you would do the exact same thing for me. Like if I was like, Claire, literally if I was in London at home and I was like, Claire, I really, really, really need you right now, and like more than just on the phone, you would hop on a train immediately. I know you would.
Yeah, no, I would. Of course I would. But I mean, like, I think it's rare when you get that. It's really nice, and I really appreciate it. And the other thing that I've said, that this kind of like differs from the question, but we've said before, is that obviously having great friends is a blessing and it's amazing. And I hate the like #blessed thing, but it is a blessing. It's something amazing. But when you have friends that you make as an adult,
oh my god,
there's something about that like
it hits different.
It does. It does
different.
Because I don't really have any of my school friends still. I've got drama school friends that I met through a common interest, and people that I've met in my adult life that have really become true friends. There's something very, very special about that, because you're not being forced together in a situation.
It's not a circumstantial friendship. It's actual because you have things in common, or you like actually want to spend time together friendship.
Yeah.
You're not forced to. You get the choice in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I think like both of us, neither of us have like massive circles of friends, but the ones that I do have in my life, I'm so grateful, and I'm so like hugely. It's such a lovely thing. I'm honestly so grateful for it.
Yeah. Like 1,000%.
I love you, friend. I love you too.
No. Okay, I'm just gonna read this question so I don't cry. What are your zodiac signs? Sun, moon, and rising.
Oh god. I know nothing about this.
I know minimal.
I
am a Sagittarius. I'm gonna answer for you.
Okay.
You're a Libra. You're an Aries. No, you're a Libra.
I'm a Libra, but I'm also on the cusp of Virgo, and some sources say that I'm Virgo and some say that I'm a Libra.
Okay, I'm a Sagittarius on the cusp of Capricorn.
Okay.
Literally the day cusp.
Same.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the moon and rising off the top of my head.
Neither.
And some of you might be curious because I'm a Sagittarius, but I don't celebrate my birthday in December.
Oh, that's actually if you would like, I don't care. That's a fun story that I don't think we've spoken about before.
I absolutely freaking hate my birthday. My like actual birthday is the 21st of December, and like, my parents have always done a really good job about making the day special when I was a kid and stuff, but obviously as an adult, your parents can't make your birthday special. But because it's so close to Christmas, I feel like anywhere between, like, maybe the 20th and, like, the 1st of January, your birthday just gets lost in that, like, haze between Christmas and New Year's. And essentially, I've never been able to have a thing with my friends on my birthday because people are always away, they're always with their families, they're always celebrating Christmas, like, people want to do Christmas things, go to, like, Christmas markets or Winter Wonderland or, like, carols or blah, 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 and I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that on my freaking birthday because it's my birthday. Like, no, like, I care so much about people's birthdays. Like, I want to make them the best freaking day ever, and I think that might be as a result of me not having the best days ever previously for my birthday. And so now I celebrate in June. Because, like, fuck it. A birthday's kind of arbitrary.
Yeah, and like, I didn't know that wasn't your real birthday for a while. Like, as in, like, I know it is now your real birthday, but I didn't know that was actually not the official day that you were born on.
So I don't celebrate it on the 21st of December. It's not my birthday. I don't associate it with it being my birthday. Now my birthday's in June because...
Midsummer's Day.
I much prefer it. Instead of the shortest day of the year, it's now the longest day of the year because I'm a solstice baby. And, like, I just so much prefer, like, the sun, and, like, there's so much joy, and, like, the weather's better, and, like, it makes more sense for me. And, like, if I'm going to celebrate my birthday a month out, why not celebrate it 6 months out?
Yeah, why not?
Why the fuck not?
It's a day, and it's, like, like, you were alive before the fact that you, like, before you were pushed through a vagina, you were still there.
True.
So, the whole birthday thing is just a bit like...
Yeah, I think it's quite arbitrary. I think people can... not choose necessarily, but, like, I've chosen to celebrate it differently.
And you get one day a year that's purely for you. You could choose when the hell that day is.
Yeah.
At the day.
I'm sorry I don't want it in December. Like, I've had so much anxiety around it, and I've always dreaded December, and I've hated most of December, and I've hated Christmas because my birthday has been a part of it, and I've hated Christmas carols, and I've hated all of the things that get associated with Christmas because of it. Ever since I switched my birthday, I don't hate those things anymore. I get to enjoy Christmas. I get to enjoy the holiday. I get to enjoy the whole thing.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like, I know it's all in my mind. It's all a mindset thing, but it's like...
Yeah. I mean, then fuck it. Change your birthday.
Yeah, why not?
And also putting it on, like, the best day of the year for you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the longest day of the year. Why the fuck not?
A day to celebrate me with no distraction. It's what you need.
It's my day.
It's what a birthday should be about.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I've only done this in my adult life, so sorry to anyone who's known me previously and has watched me change my birthday, I'm sorry. But also, people don't remember your birthday these days. Like,
no.
Facebook is the, like, resource for my birthdays, and who the fuck goes on Facebook anymore either? Sorry, I've started cursing a lot in the last 5 minutes.
Probably because
I'm passionate about this. But yeah, like, if Facebook's the only thing that's telling you it's my birthday, Facebook can tell you it's the 21st of June.
Oh, if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Buy the plant.
Yeah.
Aside from that, go on medication sooner. That sounds really rough as well.
No, I don't think it is.
But I really wish I had medicated myself, like, properly sooner, and gone on antidepressants sooner, because it would have saved me a lot of very sad days.
And there's so much, like, stupid stigma around stuff like that still. And
I mean, that's why I'm okay with talking about it, because I don't want there to be a stigma at all, because it's completely normal.
Yeah.
So, I wish I had told myself sooner. Maybe even at, like, high school, college age time.
Yeah.
Like, 8 years ago. 10 years ago. I've only been on antidepressants for 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. So I wish I'd gone on them sooner. Seek help.
Yeah.
I know that's really hard to say, and, like, even if someone had told me to do that when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have listened, but, like, you can try.
No, I know, but I think it's also good now to be able to speak about those things in a way that, like, okay, now it's in hindsight, but also for someone, I mean, even someone watching this video, for example, that might not be their hindsight. They might be like, oh, crap, that could be me, and...
Talk to your doctor about it. It's a good option.
Yeah.
I mean, don't self-medicate. No, I don't think that's an appropriate thing to do.
No.
But speak to your doctor if you've got anxiety, if you've got depression, speak to your doctor about it, because they're there to help you, and it's honestly changed my life
And therapy as well. Let's just
good.
throw that one out there.
Therapy is great. We should all be in therapy, no matter who you are. Even if you think you're okay, you should go to freaking therapy because you're probably not.
My therapist had a therapist and I was like, bravo. I was like...
Most therapists have therapists.
I think that's fucking brilliant. If they didn't, I think I'd be a little bit worried because it's like, otherwise they're like, I'm fixed, I'm resolved, I'm done, I'm where I need to be.
Yeah. What advice would you give to somebody, or not somebody, but yourself as a younger person?
Maybe in like a similar way to what you just said, but I think... I don't really know how to put it, but I was going to say not like fighting away like who I thought I was as much. I think for such a long time growing up, I tried to conform so much. I fell into groups. I did things that weren't me, and I really tried to find myself within that because I wasn't confident enough to be myself and who I was, because I didn't really know who I was, because I hadn't really given myself a chance to explore that. And I think because probably my natural self is a little bit weird and is a little bit kooky and has lots of plants and likes talking about leaves and like it's just maybe not like your conventional cool kind of thing.
Yeah.
Growing up, that was
not cool.
And not that even like I was into plants at that point, but like the things that I was passionate about, I didn't think were worth.
They weren't the cool thing.
They weren't yeah, exactly. They weren't the cool things.
It's okay to be weird.
Yeah, and I think just like if I was speaking to my younger self, just give less of a fuck about stuff.
Yes.
Like, tune out of what everybody else thinks, because at the end of the day, I think back to my school days and the popular people when I was at school that I so wanted to be liked by and I so wanted to be like in with. I look at some of them now and they're exactly where they were then, and they are not nice people. I'm not saying all of them, but like there's a lot of them that are really not very nice people. And now I'm like, why on earth would I have ever wanted to be like those people? Because that's not popular. That is stuck and sad and...
Yes.
But yeah, as a young, insecure person, you latch onto what you think is gonna... So yeah, I would definitely rewrite that if I could. And God damn it, I wish I could scream that in my younger self's ear, because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that means that I was a fucking weirdo when I was a kid. I did not hang out with cool people. I didn't even want to be one of the cool people. Like, I was... Not like I didn't want to, everyone like strives to be that in high school or whatever, but like, I was a weirdo. I was a weird kid. I've always been weird. Yeah. Just not into plants, but weird.
Next question.
Next question. What is something on your bucket list?
I would really like to learn sign language. I would really like to become as fluent as I possibly can in sign language. That would be cool. It's something I've wanted to do for ages, and I would really love to do that. But that's been something that, again, we were talking about earlier, I think should be taught in schools. We were also talking about, this is such a tangent, like universal sign language.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool.
How incredible it would be if they took language studies as a, like...
It would end up being English, unfortunately, but I think they shouldn't make it English.
But if they were to just take that out of the national curriculum for a short time and not like be like, you must learn French, German or Spanish or whatever the options are, be like, we're going to teach everybody universal sign language so that anyone could communicate with anybody in any language. You could go to anywhere in the world and you would be able to speak to each other.
Yeah, because you'd be able to teach it from any language, because it's like, okay, if this is the sign for cow, I mean, it's probably a sign for something else, but like, if this was a sign for cow, you would teach it, okay, in French they would say, okay, that's a vache. In American or English it'd be, that's a cow. In Chinese it would be whatever cow is in Chinese. And so it's like, you're teaching that sign. You could teach it universally.
It would be amazing. It would be absolutely
That'd be so
amazing.
Cool. It would be awesome.
It would also just like bring, I mean, because obviously the deaf community at the moment in so many ways is so shut off. Isolated, exactly, because if you don't know sign language, then like there's only a certain amount of communicating depending on the person, but there's only a certain amount of communicating that can be done. It would just open it up to
literally everybody.
So many more people.
In the entire world.
Yeah, so many more people that would be able to just, I think it'd be amazing.
That would be really cool. I think
that's a bucket list.
I think you should learn sign language. That would be awesome. I think that'd be really cool.
I've been looking into it recently, actually.
Yeah.
Because
do it. I mean, mine's kind of like a travel-y one. I really wanna like see the Northern Lights. Like it's just so...
Did you know they were in the UK recently? You could see them in the UK recently.
Yeah, but it was like up in Scotland-ish area. But like even still, it's something that I've wanted to do my entire life. It's part of that whole like astrological cool shit that goes on in space that like I find really fascinating. Solar eclipses. I've been to a solar eclipse. A total solar eclipse, if you have the chance ever to do it. 100% suggest it. I'm going to one in 2024 in the States. Highly recommend. I know it was planned in advance. It's great. I love my dad for this kind of thing. He's like, it's a year in advance. Do you want to go to the solar eclipse? And I'm like, yes. Please. But like, seeing the Northern Lights is just something that, oh my god, I think it would be amazing. And like, I really want to travel around Iceland and see them while I'm there. I think that's something that
amazing.
It's somewhere I really want to go. I'm just really scared because I hate the cold at the same time.
Bring your down coat.
I will. I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be a literal marshmallow walking around like this because I've got so many layers on.
Bring your flint to make yourself a fire.
I will, and I'll bring my Kindle so I can read. Thank you.
Just in case you don't get to see the lights.
But I really want to see the lights. One of my biggest fears is that I'm gonna go to like Iceland or like a Nordic country during season for Northern Lights and then not see them. That's part of the reason why I haven't gone.
It's such a risk, isn't it?
Because it's a risk.
It's so expensive to go during that time because they know that's why everybody's going, and if it doesn't happen, then it's kind of like if you book a Caribbean holiday and the sun doesn't shine, they're not going to give you your money back. Yeah,
that's part of the reason why I haven't suggested it, because I'm like, what if it doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Which I know is just my anxiety, and I should just go anyway, and I'll probably see it, and it'll be fine. But like, anxiety is not logical. Tying it back to before. Anyways, we've got one more question.
Last question. I feel like I know what this question's going to be. But you guys asked, are you dating?
No.
No, we are not.
I mean, I love her to death.
I love her to death as well, but no, we are not
No,
dating.
we're just really good friends.
We're really good friends. We're not.
We start making out.
The end.
No, we're not dating.
No, okay, I feel like we need to stop saying it now because otherwise I know we're not. We're not. It's not happening.
We're not gonna date. Not now, not ever.
Should we just go back to the first one? So anyway, superpowers.
So what's your favourite food?
So anyway, we really hope that you enjoyed this, very weird intro to this new, very weird channel venture that we are starting.
That could be whatever.
We have honestly zero plans for it at the moment, apart from, I say we have zero plans. We kind of have lots of thoughts, but
nothing concrete.
Yeah, so you guys are literally going to help to shape the channel and what it will become. So this was just a little bit of a waffly, maybe we could go off on a tangent about that, or maybe we don't do anything like that, but please let us know your feedback in the comments down below. We really appreciate it. And any ideas you have for future things, anything you'd like to see, anything like that. And yeah, we're excited about it.
I think it's fun. I feel like it's partially because we put ourselves in this box of being plant creators. We have this very specific niche that we talk about, and so it's very odd and interesting talking about something different. And I am really enjoying it, and I think there's a lot of possibility, and there's loads of places we can go.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go there.
See ya.
With you.
Likewise.
Together.
My friend.
Forever.
Forever. My non-dating friend.
You have a ring.
I do actually.
You're not wearing it.
I know Emma got me a ring in India. I'm not wearing it, but next time.
That sounds like we're engaged. We're not.
We're not. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go on, give it a thumbs up, drop us a comment, and we will see you soon.
Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Yay, bye.